Chris, he's been going for about, what, year and a half, 2 years in his apprenticeship. He's slightly older, so he's got that drive. He's got a baby on the way, so he's got some incentive to get finished so that he can start earning some more bucks.
I just always have this notebook to write the questions and answers, so like I can just revise.
He tries really hard with his bookwork and tries to have stuff ready for each visit, and that's what you want, right? You want guys that are keen. So with that quicker turnaround, instead of that 4-month period, I think you'll find that'll work in Chris's favour, because he won't have that breather space. It'll be, right mate, I'm back in 6 weeks. This is what I want you to do, and he won't have time to rest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that 4-month period, it's a bit of a sleep period. As soon as I leave.
You don't really do.
It's a long time.
Do anything for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just study like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you've only got 6, so you've got no chance, no time to rest.
It's pretty much, you just get your apprenticeship done faster, really. So you don't have to like sit there and be like doing it for 4 years, where you can just have it like done like 2.5, 3 years with that 6 weeks visit. Because that would be like 3 units at a time maximum, which is like 6 books within like the time frame other companies give you, which is way better in my opinion.
I think one of the good things with Chris is he just straight away knew what's expected, and because he really is into it. So it's like he wants to be there and he wants to learn.
Definitely, I think in terms of skill level, we can look at and target their skill levels a little bit better over a shorter period. You know, we can look forward and say, okay, what's Chris going to be doing in the next 6 weeks?
Yep.
Okay, what's his skill level like in that? Let's target that, right? This is what you've got to do to improve and possibly get a little bit better with that, right?
And you're a bit probably more hands-on with the assessor as well.
Yeah.
So if you do need the support, they're there a bit more often. And
we're capturing sort of smaller chunks of what you're doing. So over that 6-week period, you know, you might have done jib board, window install or something like that, and a little bit of skirting. We're capturing that, but over a 4-month period, you're trying to remember back, and you're thinking, oh, what did I do? And there's probably stuff you've missed. So we try and relate what they're doing on site to what they're learning out of their books.
And the furthermore you get into the like apprenticeship, the more it gets connected with each unit. It kind of makes more sense, like everything about building.
I think so. Yeah, I had Blair throughout my whole apprenticeship, and it is an interesting kind of journey, because you're in this environment, which is a pretty unique environment on a building site. You know, you're trying to find your feet there. And at the end of the day, Blair is trying to, like, he wants you to pass and become a builder. So he's giving you as much support as he can.
I think a lot of apprentices don't quite get the fact that building's a process. And a lot of the stuff that you guys do on site, you're learning on site, right?
Yeah.
And you're just filling the gaps in your knowledge. So there'll be a lot of stuff like putting up plasterboard and all that kind of thing. You're doing it day in, day out sometimes, and you know how to do it, and you know the processes, but then there's the finer bits in the detail, right? Which is what you get out of the books.
Building is definitely a big learning curve, because I remember when I first started, I knew fuck all. And yeah, going from 0% to 50%, it's like the knowledge is very different. Yeah.
It is quite cool because, you know, when I first met Blair, I didn't really know much about building as such. You know, I knew it was what I wanted to do, but that was about it.
So Barnsey, in his apprenticeship, he was really motivated to get it done. He set out in his worksheets certain questions, and he would write those down and then write the answers, and he was always prepared for each visit. It was, yeah, like, I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. It was a 3-year turnaround, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 years, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And now Blair and I talk about these other apprentices and, you know, how we can support them to become builders. Blair and I were having a conversation the other day on site about, like, when you have a first-year apprentice and, like, what's expected of him, you know, and we were trying to brainstorm ideas about how we can kind of differentiate between different apprentices and where they are in their apprenticeship.
It's true that like a first year, when you first start your apprenticeship, you're not even a first year. You're like,
Oh, you're so green.
you're green.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
what do they say? What's that saying? You're still shitting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, then when you become a second and a third year, it's probably the most crucial parts because that's when you understand more and you get more responsibilities on the job.
Absolutely.
Instead of like, when you're new, you just clean up pretty much.
But that's part of the learning curve, bro.
That's what I get in the 4 months.